Carl, you're going to need to mute. Good morning, guys, and welcome to Communication Tools. We're going to get started in about another minute. We do have a question about anyone know the pay date for July. I do know that it's probably the 31st because typically they do the regular end of the month date in July. July does seem like it's been a long month. It seems as though it's like January almost. I don't know why, but it always seems that way. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. You have signed up for Communication Tools. This is a very informative course. We're going to start out on our homepage. And with this, you will notice that at the bottom underneath, it has a topics that we're going to discuss. There's also some information about if you need assistance. Our email addresses are there as well. This course is self-paced, and probably most of you, if you are in this course, have already participated in some of the other courses with us. But this would be our actual sixth course that we have designed for the summer. We will have a replica of the other courses beginning next week. So make sure if you have not joined basic Canvas or intermediate that you still have time to do that because you were registered for this course. This course is actually going to help you with things that we are going to push out to assist teachers, new teachers, as well as parents and students. With the statement of it being self-paced, you work and your coursework will be due by August 15th, and you will receive 1 CEU credit. For the course, you'll turn that information in to Myra Warricks, just like you have the other ones. You will receive a certificate for that as well. Lisa is going to go over very briefly the module area for you because for most of you, this is very familiar. So, Lisa.
Hi, everybody. Today we're going to start over in the modules area on the left-hand side. And as Cole has it on the screen, we have collapsed the modules so you can see all 6 areas for you in front. The coursework we're going to be focusing on is Remind, Class Dojo, the Canvas apps for teacher, parent, and student with the new area of Peer Observer, how to access PowerSchool as a parent, how to log into NCEdCloud for PowerSchool and for teachers for PowerTeacher, and how to log into Google email. As we drop down in each of those modules, we're just going to show you the amount of work that's going to be in them, and it will all look familiar as if you have taken Canvas Beginner or if you've taken Google Classroom. It will look familiar in the different types of assignments we've given. So here's Remind with its coursework. And again, remember, as you complete a module, it will then unlock and open the next module for you. So we're going to go ahead and collapse that one and go into Class Dojo. There'll be some video, there'll be some discussion. It's going to be a little different from depending upon the software we're highlighting for you in this Communication Tools course. And then moving into the Canvas apps. The Canvas apps are the mobile apps that you will have the capability of being able to use as a teacher, parent, and student. It looks like a lot, but some of it is just really knowledgeable, making you knowledgeable about each of the different ones that sit there so that because you're in the front line with your student, you would be able to troubleshoot with them if they have questions or concerns. The next one is how to access PowerSchool Parent Portal. This is a great area where your parent can get involved in the actual learning process and grading process for your students. It's short and sweet, which is sort of really nice, so it lends to easy access. And then the last two we have is logging into NCEdCloud. There's video and an assignment to go with it, but it highlights some really great things that some of us know and some of us may have forgotten because as a new year starts, our brains start over. And then lastly, it's logging into email. This is great for the student version as well as the teaching version. So when you click on how to log into Google email, it's going to look a little bulky, but we wanted to make sure you had the step-by-steps, the cheat sheets, and all the different tools you'll need for utilizing and leveraging email or Gmail to your advantage. Like always, as you complete each module, at the bottom, you will then start the process of completing a staff evaluation form. Once you finish that staff evaluation form, a certificate of completion will generate with your name and the course of completion of communication tools. And then the best part, at least I think, is the Canvas badge for communication tools, giving you that rite of passage to the next area. So once you have claimed your Canvas badge, then you are all set to go to send your information down to staff development or program services down with staff development with Myra Warricks, where you can send in email or paper the certificate of completion to be able to get your CEU. We'll hang tight for just a few more minutes if you have any questions about anything in particular. But as Stephanie has said before, it is self-paced. All coursework will be due August 15th, and we welcome you to the course. We're going to go ahead in the chat feature. I'm going to go ahead and give you the attendance form today. The attendance form needs to be filled out before you exit this YouTube live stream. It is now in the chat feature. Remember, we are only an email away also, so if in fact you need to contact us or need help, we are there for you. Sure. So I know Keisha Parker has asked about Canvas Confetti. When building your assignment inside Canvas, you want to make sure that in your online submission, you can check mark either text entry, video submission, and such. It will automatically, as they finish before the due date, but not after, it will then go ahead and explode that confetti. Keep in mind, it does not work with an external tool.
Lisa, that information's in the announcements of the intermediate, I think the one we did last week. That I put a total announcement in the steps and everything, so explaining all of that in case they needed it.
Sounds great. Keisha, I hope you got that, Miss Parker. The advantages, I'm going to just start answering some of the questions. The advantages of using Remind versus using the Canvas platform. So the communication tool coursework is for everybody pre-K through 12. So some schools may like the feature of Remind where class by class can text directly to parents. Others that are Canvas platformed are grades 3-12. So Remind can be used in the younger ones as well. It's just an extra communication tool to have that one-on-one with the parent to keep them in the loop of things. So it's truly your preference.
Keisha, it's no problem about the announcement. We just stuck it in there since some people had already completed the course. That way you guys could have your step by step. But there is a place in settings that students can turn that off if they don't want it. But by default, we turned it on for the district, so you should be good there.
Miss Jennifer Dorman, yes, it is definitely beneficial for each teacher to have a remind, even if they're in the same grade level. My child was in 6th grade, they used Remind, each teacher had their own Remind, and I would get updates per class, per subject area for my son about different things going on. So, yes, it helps the parent be organized in receiving their information from each of the teachers.
Miss Lena, the attendance roster is right above. If you'll scroll up a little bit, Lisa's put the link inside of the chat. It's just a couple of places up. Um, and Cole answered the UID question. We're just gonna vocally say it. The UID, yes, is the same as your NCID number. Are there any more questions? Let's make sure that we do check and complete the attendance forms. And we have a couple more questions. Keisha, we're technically using YouTube due to the fact of our numbers. We wanted to make sure that if we went over 250, we were good. But I'm not sure that you would go over 250. So Google Meet would meet what you needed to use with your students. Google Forms would actually, the class that would have helped with that would have been the advanced course for external tool. Because technically Google Forms are created inside of your drive, and then you would go locate in external tool the Google Drive tool where you can actually go in and find that form and place it inside of Canvas. Yes, Miss Ashley, that is a good idea for Remind to add all of them in one area if you wanted to. That's totally up to the school, the grade level, or the preference as far as your team. Because there are some that we have those that cooperate and then some that just want their own things. So any more questions? If not, if you would make sure that you do complete the staff evaluation form, because we are taking into consideration our improvements and things that we need to actually take a look at for the fall. And just remember, there will be things that are added as updates come along. So be sure to check out any courses that we do offer coming up during the school year. It was great to see you guys or actually talk with you, and we have totally enjoyed this.